Yo, what's up, guys? Happy Monday. Is today Monday? I think today is Monday. What is Monday, guys? I don't know what Monday is, but hope you guys doing well. So we got Owen Jones. Where is he at? He's right here. Boom. Owen Jones. I guess he's doing Who's Number One on what day is that? I have no idea. But he's going to be fighting Julian Espinoza, so it should be good.
Overall, could you just tell us what you guys did in training today and how it went?
Yeah, today, so we've been working the past couple of weeks about just footlocks, things like this, like particularly straight footlocks. I feel like it's quite important to have a good straight footlock to make your whole leg lock game it's just the easiest, most accessible to get to, right? Obviously, heel hooks are very good in this aspect, but if you don't have a straight footlock, it's hard to maintain connection to the leg. So I think a lot of the guys here, Nicky Rod, J-Rod, I think it's important for them to have good straight footlocks. So going over positional rounds, getting warm, and then some technique, and then going into full sparring. But good focus on the legs.
So you're here at B Team now with Dima. Also, Dima had a lot of good things to say about you. A lot of glazing.
Yeah, a lot of glazing.
How does it feel to be here back at B Team with Dima kind of running a camp?
Yeah, I think it's always very good when Dima's here. I think it puts organization to the things, holds people accountable to coming to training, right? I feel like when there's not that head figure, people are kind of lazy, missing days. There's no one to get onto them for maybe not training hard or ducking rounds. Like when Dima's not here, Nicky Rod can't even get training because no one wants to roll with Nicky Rod. But when Dima's here, you can enforce things on people, right? So the training just levels up. And usually when Dima's here, I'm here, Joseph's here, Kenta's coming, so then the level does generally rise in the gym, right? But I think it's very good to have someone watching, guiding a little bit, and then obviously so many good people here I can kind of bounce off of. Particularly Joseph, I feel like is very technical, so bouncing off of him with different ideas and stuff, definitely level up. And then if you want to scrap, you got the Rod brothers to just go to town with, which is good. Jay's a good round, good fun.
Yeah, I saw you had a couple positional rounds, right, with Jay. How did those go?
Yeah, I enjoy training with Jay. I think he's good in the gym, doesn't go full spaz all the time. Surprisingly, no. You feel like he'd be a bad training partner, but he's very good to train with him. Just exchanging legs, I think obviously being able to leg lock somebody bigger than you is quite important. So I think this is, if I can tap Jay on the legs, most likely I can tap someone my weight because he's also flexible and he's very dynamic. So I think he's a good training partner for me for sure.
For sure. So I want to ask you about Nicky Rod also. Just overall, how has Nicky Rod been looking in this camp? He obviously has a huge match with kind
Yeah, for sure. When I first got here, you could tell it was he was a little bit rusty, obviously, because it must be hard because people generally don't train with him when he's not here. I don't blame them. Training with him looks long, but day by day he's just getting sharper and sharper. You can see it. He trains with obviously Joseph being here. I think Joseph might give him the hardest round, to be fair, but now Declan, Joseph training with him, shark tanking him every day. He's definitely just leveling up. He's getting sharp, looking good.
He needs someone bigger though,
on the legs, bro.
They don't got a Kynan over there.
Today, man, he's all over the legs. He's got a lot of good straight footlock now.
They need a Kynan. They don't have a Kynan figure over there, so that might be a downside.
He's going to be headlining WNO 27 against Kynan Duarte.
Yes.
You're also on that card.
It's going to be hard to replicate with Joseph Chin and some other dude.
Light work. Easy pickings, bro. I'm excited. It's going to be good. I think Julian is obviously a name in the division, but I feel like I'm going to show that he's just that level below, right? I think he's very good in terms of fact, obviously he's medalled at Worlds, right? But then he fights someone like Cole, and he loses, right? Luke lost to Cole 2 times. Same in Charles.
Cole's
he does
good, bro.
well, and then eventually he runs
Cole
into
might beat you,
a
bro.
guy,
I'm sorry. Cole
Ethan,
might beat you,
Keith,
bro.
or someone like this who's that level above, right? So I do think he's there, but I think he has the level to go before he can hang with some of the best, and I think I'm one of the best. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to show that. I think wherever the match goes, I'm better than him. If I want to wrestle with him, if I want to play guard, play legs, pass, I don't mind. I feel like anywhere it goes, I'm definitely going to be able to show my skill and beat him comfortably, for sure.
So for someone who has never watched Julian compete before, how would you describe his style?
Oh, he's a scrap. Yeah, it'll be a fun match for sure. I think he's very, if you're boring. So I think mainly.
So I do want to ask you about your first match on WNO. This will be your second, but your first match against Dom Mejia, and it definitely kind of I feel.
So yeah, I think that Who's Number One's coming up. So it's the one with Kynan. I'm not sure if it must be in April, I believe. So it should be pretty good. Go check it out. A few takeaways that I saw. They need that older figurehead. Someone that can kind of rein in all the crazy young guys. Give them some direction, push them a little bit. All right, you're ducking Nicky Rod. Okay, go with him. So you do need some experience. So I think you shouldn't even open up a school until you're 35 years old or older. You got to have that life experience. If you were 25, what do you know, bro? You could be great on the mat, but what do you know? And a lot of times these guys don't know how to deal with, you're not just dealing with athletes, you're dealing with kids, you're dealing with the female students, you're dealing with parents, you're dealing with older, the master's level people, the over 30 plus people. You're dealing with so much going on. So you really do need that life experience. So I'm happy they got some good coaching there. That's kind of the void that Danaher, that was kind of the role that Danaher held. So I guess now Dima's kind of replacing that. So it'll be pretty interesting to see. And also, I got to say, everybody stay humble, man. These young kids, they might be younger, but don't assume that they're not as good. They've been training just as long as you. They just started younger. So don't underestimate these kids, man. That's all I can say. So let's move on to the next story. Might be a little chill day. We got some Reddit. It says, I'm a black belt. Here's my advice to people just starting jiu-jitsu. So that's good. We got to share. We got to share, don't we? It says, after 13 years of training and 5 years of coaching, here's what I recommend to people starting jiu-jitsu. 1, find the right place. You guys got to do your research, okay? Find the right place. I think Dave Batista said something very similar. You guys just type in jiu-jitsu and you go to the first place and you get scammed. You're at a McDojo, you get your blue belt in 2 months, and then you wonder, like, what's going on. He says, for most people, jiu-jitsu is not about going fast as much as it's about going the whole distance. So make sure you find the right environment that encourages you to keep showing up. You need a good coach, you need a good community, and a place that you're happy to spend your free time at. You'd be surprised how much influence the place you first start training has on your jiu-jitsu journey. I mean, yeah, if you go to a not good school, your jiu-jitsu journey is going to suffer. If you go to a good school, you already have a leg up. Your first day, you're already going in the right direction. 2, he says, progress is up to you. It's not all about stripes and belts. Man, ain't that for real? Some of you guys, some people are just motivated that way. Sometimes it's hard to measure your progress in jiu-jitsu, and the feeling of not making progress can be a contributing factor to quitting. So set small goals to work towards. It can be just showing up 2 times a week. It can be surviving against a blue belt. It could be losing 5 kilograms, 10 pounds, 12 pounds. It could be learning a new technique. Whatever it is, write it down and work towards it. Tell your coach so they can help you achieve it. Have a goal. Usually, my goal's always been to get better. But some of you guys, you need belts and, awards and, what's that? You just need affirmations. So whatever it takes, guys. 3, everyone feels like a beginner. It's no surprise when you first start, you probably feel that jiu-jitsu is really hard. And you're right. You may feel like you will be a beginner forever. That's the beauty about it and why the journey is meaningful. It might make you feel better that even black belts feel like beginners sometimes. I know I have felt like a brand new white belt when I've rolled against competition black belts or when I've been shown a basic technique that I should have known from the start. And it's all okay. No one knows everything. You don't graduate jiu-jitsu. You're a student for life. Keep learning, guys. 4, don't compare yourself to others. Enjoy the journey. There's different reasons why people train jiu-jitsu. It can be for competition, it can be for self-defense, and it can be for wellness. Your focus may even change throughout, but at the end of the day, make sure you keep turning up for yourself. Don't worry about being the greatest of all time. Worry about becoming the greatest version of you on the mats. This pursuit will bring you the most enjoyment. Oh, thank you, man. That was a good post, man. Reddit's usually hit or miss, but that was a good post. We got to keep the new people motivated, but that doesn't mean we gotta sugarcoat things. If it's hard, it's hard. Jiu-jitsu is tough. You just gotta keep persevering. We're not gonna read these comments, bro. So we got advice for beginners in jiu-jitsu with Danaher and Lex Friedman. Let's see what they have to say.
Is there advice you have for complete beginners, for white belts that are starting jiu-jitsu, that are listening to this, that haven't done jiu-jitsu? I know there's a lot of people who are super curious to start. Is there advice you would give them on their journey?
I'm just going to talk about just getting better on the mat, okay? Because there's 1,000 other things you can talk about in terms of like morale and persistence and how often they should train. There's 1,000 things you can get.
Break up with your girlfriend or boyfriend. That's one. No, I'm just kidding. Let's put that aside.
That's probably the best advice we could give. It goes back to what we said earlier. I always advocate start your training from the ground up. Okay, your first sessions in jiu-jitsu, you're going to find, to your horror, that everyone gets on top of you and you can't get out. And it's a dispiriting, crushing kind of feeling that you just have no skills and you have no prospects in the sport. So your first skill is the skill of being able to free yourself from positional pins. Most of the escapes in jiu-jitsu go to guard position. And so once you get someone in your guard, they're going to be looking to pass your guard and get back into those positional pins that you just escaped from. And that's just as crushing as getting pinned. You feel like every time you try to hold someone in guard, they just effortlessly pass you by. So your first two skills, you got to be able to get out of any pin and you got to be able to hold someone in your guard. So pin escapes and guard retention are your first two skills. I generally advocate the idea of learning to fight from your back first and then learning to fight from on top second. Why? Because the brute fact is when you first start off, you just don't have enough skills to hold top position or gain top position through a takedown. So inevitably, you're going to end up underneath people for most of your training time. Your training should reflect that in the early days as a white belt. Start with the first two skills you need. They're not the most exciting. They're not sexy skills that are going to make you look like a stud in the training room, but they're going to keep you alive long enough to learn those sexy skills in the future that will make you look like a stud. Start with pin escapes, go to guard retention, and focus heavily on those two. When you start to get into offense, start with bottom position.
We're not going to talk about offense. Let's be honest here. You guys ain't attacking nobody. When you first start, you ain't attacking nothing, bro. You just survival, protect yourself, self-defense, guys. That's where you're working on. I mean, you can do it the Gracie self-defense where you're defending against the knife. You know, they got the knife, they're stabbing you. Or you can do the self-defense, just like he said, escaping the pins, getting out of those side mounts, the back control. That's a big starting point. Yeah, I mean, starting jiu-jitsu is tough, man. Talking about jiu-jitsu, we got a little rolled up episode with, I'm not subscribed to Budo Videos, with Kurt Osiander. So I just feel like Budo Videos was ahead of its time. So if you guys didn't know, Budo Videos used to do a lot of, the videos. I think they used to release, like the World Championships used to be released on a DVD back in the day. Can you believe that? We had to wait for the DVD to see the matches. And then we didn't have social media like that back then. And then they also were the first ones to stream like Worlds. And this is before Flow Grappling. Before Flow Grappling. There was jiu-jitsu existed before Flow Grappling. Did you guys know that? We were still doing jiu-jitsu before Flow. So Budo Videos was like, Budo Jake. He sponsored a lot of people. Well, I think he sponsored some of my friends and me. All we had to do is put that patch on, and I forget how much money we got. Maybe $50 or something, $100, something like that. It was good money back then. Still good money. And they were in charge of the streaming, and then Flow Grappling kind of came in and took over. So I think they were ahead of their time, to be honest.
Soap, proven effective against grappling-related skin.
Defense Soap, they still around?
It's lunchtime, and Kurt and I head out to 1058 Hoagie for an amazing selection of tasty subs.
I was really a bad kid, really bad, so I'd be like thrown in my room and my stereo would be taken out of there, and this was old time, there was no TV, and so my dad throw books in there. My mom would throw books in there. And pretty soon I'm like, I don't understand these words. Then a dictionary came in there, right? So then I developed super vocabulary, and my guys were like, you use all these really big words, you know what they are? I'm all, yeah, fuck you.
So reading books was a form of punishment almost when you were
the punishment was I had to be in my room. So I couldn't listen to music, and there was no TV in my room, so they were like, okay, you can't do that. So go in your room and stay there, and now here, read books. And
can't
then
do
as
that
soon as
no
I
more.
started
They got
reading,
the phone.
man, it was over. I started to read everything.
What kind of subjects interested you?
I was like the Hobbit kid. I was a nerd, bro. I played Dungeons and Dragons. I did all that crazy shit. And to this day, I still like that. So all the crazy sword movies that come out, I'm watching them. All the samurai movies, I'm watching them. Anything and everything. Hey, tu tranco a porta? Boa. And then, like now, like in school, I liked history so much that I didn't think they went into in depth enough. So I study that now. Right. So I can study whatever the fuck I want now, right? Yeah. And then I was like, wow, I got some time in the middle of the day. Like right now is my middle of my day. I can either sit there and take a nap, read. But then I figured, hey, I can learn how to fucking do my artwork even better because I fool around. So then I got access to all these really great artists, and so now I go and I'm going to accumulate 10,000 hours in that, right? So.
You follow the 10,000 hour rule?
It's true. So these guys are, what do I got to do to get good? Get in here and fucking do 10,000 hours, and you'll be fucking really good. Oh, really? Well, yeah, I don't give a fuck who you are. But like the big thing that I do like with my academy is like, we don't recruit. I don't look for athletes around here that are exceptional. I take whoever comes in there and I will make everybody good. Now, their mileage will vary. They will get good when it's their time, right? So some guys, it took them, like some guy, that one kid I was talking to in there, Trey. Well, that kid's gonna be good. Fuck yeah. We'll see some crazy shit happen.
In San Francisco, I think, guys.
Like, you know, the kid's been there for a few months. He's a nightmare. He's already, like, people come in from other schools and he's, like, rapes them, and then they're like, oh, why is that kid a white belt?
You can't use that word. Don't use that word. I didn't promote that word. He said that, guys.
For guys
it's not me. This channel does not support that.
Sometimes.
Jesus Christ. Kurt crazy, bro.
They close their minds.
He crazy. He also from California,
they have a preconceived notion of what combat is. And so they block themselves instead of listening to me. And I did the same thing, but I got fixed really quick. As soon as I asked a question or did something the wrong way, Half will let you know real fucking quick, bro, because he's really old school. So we were like the first batch that got beaten a lot. You fucking did something wrong.
Not a fan of corporal punishment either, guys.
Wrong, got beaten.
From a different time period.
We're getting chased across the room, getting slapped in your head, you know?
Do you do that to your guys?
Yes.
That's
why would you say that on TV?
I only do it with certain guys. You can't do that with everybody. Because these guys are paying customers, right?
Oh,
and they're like, fuck, I didn't come here to get slapped in my head.
Oh, my
fuck you,
God.
You're stupid.
Don't do none of this.
No, the Alf catches me every now and he's all, stop that. I'm all, I learned it from you, Dad. And he's like, God damn it, you know? So
Alf was not the best.
He can blame himself.
But a role model.
Yeah, every now and then old Half comes out when he's here and he's teaching one of the guys that's, you know, the elite. And if you do something in front of him, all of a sudden, I hear smack. I'm all, ha ha ha. You have to laugh.
I just want to frame it, guys. You know, Kurt comes from a different time period. He's a different time period where a lot of this stuff was normalized. And we don't do that stuff no more. We don't say that stuff anymore, okay? We don't support that stuff anymore. But that's how it used to be. And, you know, those guys lived through that somehow. I don't know how they lived through it, but they did. So we've hopefully learned our lessons. No corporal punishment. Our language, changing our language, how we treat people. Yeah, we don't support that on this channel, guys, okay? Before people attack me. I didn't know he was going to say all that stuff. Dang. So back on Reddit, it says, had my first tournament today. The subreddit had the adrenaline dump spot on. I've searched for some first tournament tips prior to my match, and I kept seeing the adrenaline dump comment over and over again. And I got annoyed as to how many people mentioned it. However, after my game, his match, my adrenaline dump was so bad. I almost passed out and barely could move any muscles for the next 30 minutes. It's, if someone came and asked me for the first tournament experience, I ain't shutting up about the adrenaline dump. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's your flight or fight response, right? So if you're not used to that, you're not used to the fighting or the flying. your body can almost overcompensate. So you probably burn more energy being nervous than actually during the match. Yeah, you just gotta keep competing. Your body gets used to it. It's crazy what your body can adapt to. Like, for instance, this happened to me going on roller coasters. Okay, you go on a big roller coaster. Oh man, you feel nervous and excited. But I assure you, if you do that for a week, eventually you're just like, bro, what is this? This ain't nothing. Your body adapts. So if you're competing, you're training hard, your body adapts. But if you're not training hard, you only do self-defense, choreographed, kata self-defense, you're going to get that adrenaline dump. So actually, I think we got a video on that too. Let's see. Joe Rogan, he's going to talk about it.
Ask you this, because adrenaline with fighting is considered to be a very dangerous thing to manage, because there's a thing called an adrenaline dump that happens to a lot of fighters, where they get so worked up, they're so jazzed up before a fight, and then they're in the fight, and then somewhere around the first round, the adrenaline goes away, and they have this dump, and they get exhausted.
Yep.
That's very interesting.
It's called adrenaline dump, and it happens. I mean, they're under extreme stressful situations, and guys gas out. They get very tired very quickly, and a lot of them talk about it. They say, I couldn't believe how tired I got, and it's attributed to adrenaline.
Yes, but that then is no control over the adrenaline flow.
So So they allow it to run away from them. It's like that old expression. Do you remember there was a very famous Customato expression. Customato was the guy who trained Mike Tyson. He said, fire can be your friend or it can be your enemy. It can cook your food or it can burn your house down. It depends on how you control it.
It's all very interesting. The fighting modus of ours, which is related to the fight modus: fight, flight, food, freeze, and fuck. That's the brainstem. Yes, it's all the same energy. It's all the same energy.
Really?
Procreation, protect your children, food.
Primal.
Is primal. Those primal forces are directly related to adrenaline. And we lost control thereover because we lost a deeper connection with that system within our brain, the brainstem. And therefore, we do not know how to handle danger anymore as such. And danger is not only cold and heat and oxygen deprived situations like Mount Everest or something, but also daily stress.
It's grief. Also things that carry with them extreme consequences.
Yes.
Where you get nervous and you get freaked out.
Yes.
And I think that's for people that aren't in situations that are very stressful. Very often, it becomes a huge issue. And they oftentimes can't control their adrenaline. They can't control their anxiety. They can't control even their own thoughts. They get tunnel vision. It's like they're in an elevator as the doors are closing shut and they can't see. Like you literally see it in fights. You see people panic.
Yeah.
And that panic does not allow them to be present, which does not allow them to perform at their very best, and they're almost always severely diminished because of that adrenaline, or because of that panic, I should say. Not necessarily the adrenaline, but the loss of management, loss of your ability to be sovereign. You're not in control anymore. It's like you're being carried away by a wave of fear.
Yes. Now, I deal with sports people.
I know you did a lot of work with Alistair Overeem.
Yeah, and many more. And in general, when they do the breathing exercises and the cold exposures, they become just more energetic, and they have a lot more connection with their own body, creating confidence within themselves, and then they are able to build up this connection, mind-body. And then, their cardio increases, their tranquility increases.
Well, you had some great results with Alistair, let me tell you that, because he was on a downward spiral before he started working with you.
He's going to come to Kilimanjaro too, because I need to train.
Awesome. Big takeaway there, guys. You got to control that adrenaline. And you put yourself in those situations where the adrenaline is present, but you become friends with it. Is that a good way to say that? You become friends with that adrenaline. Hey, adrenaline. That adrenaline is there to prep your body, guys. It's there to get you revved up to do whatever you got to do. If it's, giving a presentation, going to a board meeting, making a pitch, making a sell, talking to girls, talking to boys for some of you guys and girls out there, competing, whatever you got to do, that adrenaline is a little push for you. But if you let that adrenaline take over, you let your emotions take over, you're not going to perform. So, everybody goes through that, especially in jiu-jitsu. I always think about it this way, that's like, would you rather fight MMA or would you rather do a jiu-jitsu tournament? Because, jiu-jitsu is pretty easy when I think about it. Obviously, you can hit your head or something, hurt your arm. But, man, nobody's punching you or trying to punch you, trying to kill you like in MMA. So it's actually a way more controlled scenario versus MMA. Okay, they might be elbowing you. They're trying to, they're trying to just jack you up. So it's relatively safe. Same thing for wrestling, judo. Judo might be a little dangerous. Sorry, judo people. Judo can be dangerous. But yeah, you just become friends with the adrenaline, friends with the nervousness. It's always there. That's one thing you can count on. You can't count on winning, but you can count on that nervousness being there, that adrenaline being there. So you just got to make friends with it. All right, where's the adrenaline at? Let's go. I'm ready for you. You gotta kind of go head on into that. Okay, you can't let it control you. You got to control it. That's my advice to new people. I mean, obviously, you can let the adrenaline take over and just panic. I've seen that too. So now we got blue to purple belt curriculum. We're gonna speed this up, but it's kind of good to see some of the techniques you guys need. I will say some of these Gracie schools, they're good at doing that. They let you know exactly what you need to know. So I wish some other schools would do that as well. And where's the thing at? Oh, there we go. We're going to do speed a little bit faster, guys. Music. Armbar counters. How to counter the armbar. Pretty basic stuff here. So this is a blue belt going to purple belt. You should be able to get out of that armbar, guys. Triangle counter. You should know how to get out of the triangle. And there's different ones. I don't know about that one. There's probably some better ones than that one, but that's what they're teaching. Kimura, you should know how to get out of the Kimura. Well, I mean, why were your hands on the floor anyway? Why were your hands on the floor from closed guard anyway? You should know a double underpass. Yeah, you guys should know all this stuff, man. Come on, man. We're going to speed up a little bit. Yeah, double underpass. Over, under. You should know how to do that. I ain't saying they're doing it the best way, but at least. Ooh, bro, we're gonna go 2. Straight foot lock. I mean, yeah, you should know how to do some of this stuff. I don't suggest you do that in the tournament. Some guard work, omoplata. Is this for blue belt? Purple belt. Omoplata sweep. Yeah, you guys should know that. Hip bump the triangle. Yeah, you should know that. I mean, I don't think they teach hip bump anymore. Hip bump the armbar. Yeah, you guys should know that. Waiter sweep. Yeah. To mount. Yeah, you guys should know that one. Americana. Well, we call that a mirror lock. I don't know about that wrist lock. Again, every school's got their own moves. Okay, I don't know about that monkey guard move. It can work, but not for most people. Escape from cross feet. Yeah, get your feet in there. There you go. Escape from the grapevine. Yeah, some of the stuff you guys should know. Alrighty. Anything else we should think about? Side control. Yeah, I mean, come on, guys. I don't know what else to say. If any of this stuff doesn't look familiar, you should probably start working it. And if you have a school, maybe write your curriculum down. If you want people to learn the bolo, put it in somewhere on your website or in the school. You want them to learn crab ride, put it somewhere around the school or, man, people don't know what they need to know unless you tell them and show them. Flavia Canto choke, that's a good one. Yeah, so I am kind of for the structured, I'm not saying you got to do belt tests, but having a curriculum that people can look at. I feel like you should have that kind of written down. Yeah, I mean, you should know what techniques you're looking for people to get promoted and move on to the next level. But if it's really subjective, I mean, who knows what's going to happen. And I think we got one more video. I did want to look up something. I can't remember what it was, but hopefully it comes back. So we're going to look at combat wrestling. So before ADCC, maybe it's during the same time. I think it's from 2000s. 1993. So right around the time as the UFC, maybe before, I'm not sure. They had combat wrestling in Japan. Hey. So it's a mixture of wrestling and submission wrestling.
そしてカウンターで入る。それで深く入るっていうパターンが多いのかなっていう気が試合を見て思ったんですけれど。カウンターですね。So basically, they're doing this in 1993. Which is basically what we're doing nowadays. キングダム出た後ということになるんですかね。在籍維持いた時ですね。はい。大体いた時が多い。A lot more emphasis on leg attacks though, which was kind of made easier with the shoes, right? 3年連続で出場して、まあこれはその初年度の試合。Okay, never mind, he's gone. Go ahead and tap, bro. 今から6年前の試合になりますからね。そうですね。知らないって感じですね、本当に。やめて自分の試合なんですけど見たことないですよね。映像としてね。
Yeah, the shoes make it impossible to get out, guys. You're not slipping nothing. Hey, nice 2-on-1. I kind of would like to see this come back, wouldn't you guys? I mean, maybe take the leg locks out because that makes it impossible. Hey, Kani Basami. Woo. It's not too bad when they're lighter weight, but when they're heavier. So they're basically doing modern leg submissions mixed with wrestling. Nice defense. Guard pull, there we go. Yeah, guard pulling been around forever, guys. Right into armbar. Nice. Hey. Nice. So I kind of like this rule set, you know, it mixed jiu-jitsu with wrestling and submission wrestling. Probably in a way we still haven't seen it. Hey, nice knee bar. Oh. Yeah, we haven't seen this combination. I don't know what the scoring was, guys. I have no idea what the scoring was like back then. Remember, this was 93. Well, it started in 93. This might have been a little bit later, obviously. Hey. The lat drop. Nice back take. Gotta hit his head on the mat. Jesus, I can't handle that no more. Let's see, reverse triangle. Yeah, I don't know what the rules were back in those days, or the scoring or anything, but it's exciting. That is more exciting. I think this is more exciting than ADCC and CJI. They should bring it back. That would be pretty cool to watch, you know. Maybe limit the heel hooks, or just keep the heel hooks, and we just gotta develop better defense. Knee bar, oof. Toe hold, damn. Ay, ay, ay. Is that Imanari? Was that Imanari, guys? No, that might have been Imanari. I think that's Imanari, guys. No, that's not him. Just the bald. Right? It's just another bald Japanese guy. Body triangle. No, that's all the same stuff they do in ADCC. I would even say that's more exciting than ADCC. Yeah, man, that was pretty good. There's actually something else I wanted to see. What was it? I can't remember now. I can't remember. Yeah, that's pretty good, man. That's pretty good. I think, let me switch me. I think that's pretty exciting to see, you know, the stuff for like, oh, we think we're cutting edge. It just recycles back through all the leg lock stuff, the takedowns, the passing, everything's the same. I mean, we got the same anatomy as 20, 30, 40, 10,000 years ago, whatever time period you want to think about. We had the same anatomy, same movements. Obviously, how we utilize and strategize is going to be different, but look, that was more exciting than ADCC. That's more exciting than anything on UFC Fight Pass right there. Yeah, if you guys want to support the channel, check out the Cash App, Venmo, blah, blah, blah. We got the inverted gear. You guys know the inverted gear. Where's inverted gear? Yeah. Shoot. You know, we got the inverted gear and the BJJ mental models. You can check those guys out. Offer code ALEC. Check them out. I've been kind of thinking about doing like a coaching program. If you guys would like to see a coaching program, basically, you know how I sit and watch the videos? Well, we'll do that, but for you, we'll do that for you. I don't know the pricing. I don't know the setup or anything, but if you guys are interested in something like that, let me know in the comments and we can start getting that rolling. I do like giving feedback to you guys, obviously. It's a good way to make a good community, so hopefully that works out. And that's it, guys. Hope you enjoy your Monday and stay safe, stay healthy. And that's all I can ask for. Bye-bye.